Hello everyone, I hope you are doing well. So today's topic would be choices column in Power Automate. So let me go back to our table that we created in our last video. So this employee record. So what I'm going to do, I will duplicate my tab and I will go to my solutions. Let me open this solution. Let me go to table here and let me open my table, employee record. And when you go to column here, so you see one interesting column. So let me do one thing first of all. So if I will search with this status column, so we have two columns, one our custom column, one out of the box. So first of all, let me change status, like label of this field, like something called employee status, because we are getting confused. So let me change the name of this field to employee status. Okay, let me save this. Let me again click here. Yeah, now let's come to this interesting thing. So you see the data type of this field is choice, and we have these three choices. Either the employee can be active, inactive, or on hold. And you see there's a corresponding value also mentioned for every label. So the thing is here, or the concept here is, in front end you get, the status is active, but whereas in the back end it is nothing, zero. Similarly for inactive and hold, these are the values as at back end. So let me do one thing. Let me create a flow. So I will go here, I will go to my automation, I will go to my instant flow. That way manually trigger a flow. And in the meantime, yeah, let me add new step here. And let us assume, so to assume, first of all, we need to see data. So let me go to home page here. And actually let me open this make.powerapps.com. This will be much more easier. Let me go to edit here. And I want to do some modification. Let me remove all columns. Let me say I only need employee ID, department, and employee status, and let's say even currency. That's it. Or let's say salary as well. And let me save this. And so what we are going to do, you see currently the status of employment is active, right? And let me say the status of these, like employee number 3 and employee number 1 as on hold. Okay, and let me simply save this record. So the record gets saved now. So what I will do, assume we only want to read these two records on the basis of employment status, or in nutshell, we want to get records of all the employees that have status as on hold. For that, what I will do, I will simply use my list row operation. So I will search here list rows, and let me go here. And I'm going to choose my table, that is employee record. Here I will use this filter rows operation. Now to filter this, I need to know the logical name here, right? So I can go to edit and let me come down. So I will come down here. I'll go to advanced option. I can copy logical name from here. I can copy this. So what I will do, I can simply say here something like this, and I can say equals to, and you might be thinking I can put something like this, on hold. Let's see if this works or not. This is not going to work, but let me still test it. Save, and let me test it. And let me test. Probably it will give us some error only, but Let us see. Okay, our flow run failed because I want to show you. You see a binary operator with incompatible data types was detected. Found operands type this integer and EDM string for operator kind equals. So here what is saying, you are providing a string to an integer type variable, even though it's not an integer type, it is choice. But as I said, behind the screen, it is stored as an integer. So let me remove this, and instead of on hold, let me put this value. I can simply put it here, and I can say something like this. Let me test this, but before I will test it, I want to see the value, so I will add the compose here. I'll say compose, and here I will select item. Alright, so let me test it. I will say save and test. And let me run my flow. Let me click on done. So my flow runs successfully. You see our flow run 2 times. That is exactly we want, right? We want to iterate to the records which have statuses on here. Now let's verify whether we are getting this employee ID 1 and 3. So when you go here, you go to compose. Here you see you are getting employee ID 3 and you are getting employee ID 1, which is exactly we want. And now let me copy this and let me go to this and let me paste this and let me decrease the size. Alright, so here you are getting employee ID, you are also getting the good value of employee record ID. In addition to this, if you will search for department here, so you are also getting department, and if I say salary field, so this is the salary field as well. And now let us see the interesting thing here, that is about employment status. So when you will search your status, you see, let me come down. Yeah, so this is the exact employment status. So you see we have the same field. You see this is an integer, the actual value at the back end, and this is the label. So here we have done filter with this, and let us assume if I will put this as equals to on hold, will it work? No, it is not going to work. Okay, but you can use this operation here. So let me do one modification here. So here I will say get me all the records. Okay, regardless of the status, get me all the records. Okay, but now here what I will do, I will put a condition. Let me put a condition here. Let me put condition here. And this time what I will do, I will say I'm going to copy this value and I will get it from this my items. Or let me do one thing here. Let me go to peak code here. Okay, yeah. So here I need to use simply an expression. I can say here items or item, and I can simply say apply to each, and then I'll put a question mark here and I will simply put these braces, and now I will paste this value. Remember what I did, I copied this and I pasted it here, and then I will copy this. Let me go to my expression and let me click on OK, and here I will say this is equals to this. Okay, so what I want to do, if the status is on hold, let me change the status to active here. So inside my condition, now let me update them. So in a nutshell, what I wanted to show you, first of all, let me put the condition for update. Here I will simply search for employee record, and here I need to pass this get value that I can easily get from my list rows employment record. And here I need to change the status to, this is again wrong one. Yeah, this one is the right one. Yeah. So here either you can simply choose active from here, or else you have one more option. You can put the integer value. So for that, what I will do, I will go to here, and I want to change the status to active, right? So I can simply put here 0, and I will add this. Okay, and let me test this. Let's see whether this works or not. Let me save it. And I can ignore this. I will run my flow. I'll click on done. Okay, the flow failed. Interesting. Yes. So when you go to condition here, and let me go to the failed one. Alright. So the issue was here, we need to remove. So we'll be getting all the items from here. So let me do this. Let me write down the expression again. What I will do, I will simply write here item question mark. Then here I simply need to copy this value, this one. Alright, and I will copy this and let me paste it here and update. And this is already on hold. So let me test it. And click on done. Okay, alright, so the flow run this time, the flow run 3 times, but our condition should run, you see it is true. So we're just simply going to update the, one second, let me search for that employment status, or let me simply search for status field. I will come down, again I will come down. Yeah, this one. So now you see, let me refresh this table. So now our status is changed to active. So that is what we want to do. So what I wanted to show you, how you can get the actual label if in case you don't want to use the integer variable to do filtering. You can also use the labels as well. So for that, the simple trick is you need to use this one, okay, from your list rows. But do not put this condition directly on list rows, because this is the output of list row. So list row doesn't have a field something like this, but when it executes it, then these fields are available, then this JSON data is available, and you can simply put equals to on hold, which will take care of that. And if you already know this integer value, the same can also be done. And here if you see inside my flow, here I updated it through integer value. If I would have put something different like this, so the status would have changed to either inactive or on hold, so depending upon what I did. So I hope you understand how we can work with choice columns in Power Automate, and how we can leverage both integers as well as labels to check, to compare, or to update, or to feed our data. Thank you so much for watching this video.